Hi everyone, my name is Anthony. Welcome to our channel Raising Geniuses. Today I'm privileged to have my friend here, Shalom. Karibu sana Shalom.
Thank you.
Yes, maybe you can tell people about yourself.
Hi everyone, my name is Shalom and I'm privileged to be part of Raising Geniuses.
Karibu sana.
I'm raising one, and so when I heard there's Raising Geniuses, I'm like, what is Raising Geniuses? I want to know who are we raising and how can we raise them to
Now,
geniuses.
Karibu, you'll know about that. Yeah. So, Raising Geniuses is a channel that we talk about children and how they relate with technology, whether it's in education or whether it's in the house. We'll be able to discuss the challenges that children are facing, whether it's cyberbullying and many other internet of things and things that are happening. We talk about the current technologies that children can adopt in the classroom or even adopt in the homes. Yeah, it's all about technology and children.
Wow, tech and children.
Yes, yes.
So Anthony, you're saying raising geniuses, and someone is curious.
Yeah.
Are you raising any genius?
Are
you a parent? Or are you just giving us, things that you're not a parent? So someone might want to know you're a parent.
Yeah. So I am a father of many. Father Abraham. I'm a father of 3 girls and 1 boy. All of them are geniuses, and we want to raise them to become geniuses. And I'm also in the industry of education technology. I run an organization called Elimutab that we deal with education technology, infrastructure, content, coding, and robotics, and we'll tell you more about that as we move on. So for sure, I'm raising geniuses.
Wow.
Yeah.
So Anto, how? It's okay, Anto. I know there's Anto. So you're saying about Elimutab, you're saying coding. So did you just wake up one day and find yourself in coding, or how did you get to? Because you've even said Elimutab. How did you get into this ecosystem of tech and coding?
Okay, now that's a story. Let me tell you. I got my firstborn, and the first thing after around 3-4 months, when she was born, and she needed to feed with a bottle and some 6 months, and she needed to feed with a bottle and some things. The mom used to give her phone as a distraction. So that she could be able to watch Melon and such channels, and then she eats and finishes. But now, after every 2 weeks, the mom used to tell me the phone maybe has the speakers are blocked because the child she ate the phone, I don't know, eating the phone or something, and then Mara, the screen cracked because the child maybe pushed it down, and so it became a bit of a challenge, a big problem. And then also there is one instance that when the child grew older, alichukua simu and threw in the toilet, and then now that was a water damage, and I was told, sorry, this one we cannot be able to revive it. I did not even tell the technician that it was from the toilet. Angekata kuguza. So I think also in our line of business, we were doing the business of fixing technology. Phones, laptops, even school devices. So most parents used to bring the devices, especially moms. I don't know why moms are the ones that give their phones to their kids a lot. So they used to come, and then once they brought them, they used to every time say, my child dropped it. Give me a solution. Give me a solution that will be better for my child, so that we'd stop sharing. So again, we used to give them tablets and all that, and that's where now the whole idea of tablets that have content came about. So my kids were the first people to test, and I realized, if it's working for me, when the children get a tablet in a safe environment with learning content, it can also work.
That for sure is true, because I know as a parent, you want your child, gadgets, they're part of life. Tumefika right now. You can't deny. And there's some great advantages. I think being from your side, and I think now also bringing Raising Geniuses. And you've mentioned the tablets. So these tablets, they don't sound like kawaida tablets. It's not the normal tablet. So it's something really good. It's educational. So how did you get there? And when you say educational, is it just games, or what's in there? From the side, yeah.
Okay, the story continues. So we started bringing the tablets, the normal tablets, the Chinese tablets, and selling them to parents. So a parent would come with a cracked phone, and then when they come with a cracked phone, we tell them, okay, we fix for you, but get this for your child. And then eventually, the parents now started coming for devices without fixing their phones. They say, now I have a second child, my phone is all broken, give me a device. So we realize now the devices are really moving and the sales are good. So what happened, we decided, hey, this is a good product, can we try and marketing as a separate service? So we marketed it, it really worked. People bought the tablets as much as possible. But sasa, shida ikakuja. When the tablets started breaking down, they started bringing it back. We could not fix them. Because for us, we were just buying and selling. So we did not have the parts, the software, we did not have any content. And then more parents asked, we need content. My child is in school. Can you get content for the learners? Also on the other side, we were serving schools. So we were doing a lot of repair services for computer labs. So the computer labs, when you do the software service, all the content is gone. So they ask you, go and get us content and bundle together with your service. So that's when we started seeking for content providers. So then the idea came from the schools and from these parents. Why don't we go talk to the publishers, go talk to content providers, and we bring this content together in one tablet so that the parents, they don't have to go looking for content everywhere, especially local content. So can you be able to get a gadget with the foam and protective features like this one, so that when they are dropping, it's hard to break. And then apart from that, there's something called parental control. We want the children to surf the internet safely. We want them to access the internet and all this content in a safe environment. Can we get a parental control platform, which you call Elimutab, where they can be able to access all this content in a safe environment? And then the last one is, can you be able to now bring in this content, a variety of content based on the levels? So I can say that is where there is a big difference between our tablets and the off-market tablets. And ours are mostly categorized from 2 years all the way to 17 years. So preschool all the way to high school.
And the fact, actually you mentioned parental control. And I feel like right now when we're raising geniuses, because we've said gadgets are here to stay. Internet, we've seen even AI in the workplace, it's here to stay. But I think like one concern most parents have about online is the safety. Is my child safe in this, in this sites? And I've had the same parental control in the Elimutab. So is that part of, because I feel like that's part of raising geniuses. You want to raise geniuses, and one way is to make sure they're safe, to be in a safe environment.
Now let me tell you, in this day of technology, it is inevitable that the children will use technology. At the age of, I remember I got my first phone when I finished Form 4. So I had to get my own money and buy the phone. Now, the trend is 2-year-old, they have a device.
I saw one.
Yes, so every 2-year-old will get a device. And primary device for a child is mostly a tablet, because a phone, they are not, although some parents are buying for the kids the phones. And when you give the child this tablet, they do not have any digital literacy skills. They do not understand how to use it. They know YouTube Kids is a red button, they click. So if there's another app that looks like YouTube Kids and he's telling them download them, they just click on any buttons that are there. So there's need to have a safe environment for these children, because number one, nobody is teaching them on digital literacy. Number two, the parents are so busy. Like for me, I'm not always there with my kids. Right now they're on holiday. I'm not there to watch what they are doing. So with this environment, I can be able to monitor what have you been doing for the last 3 months. Every day I can check, you are in this app, you are doing this, you are doing this, and that way I can even lock from afar. I can see what they are doing and lock them. I can be able to just limit screen time. So I say, let's say for example, I want you to start from watching from 9 to 12. When 12 is done, now you have to, it locks itself, there is no using the content. And then you can be able also to add user accounts. So if I have 3 children and they want them to share economy buyer, so I can create different user accounts for each one of them, and they can be able to use it as a shared resource. So that's why there is need for that.
That's awesome. Okay, so Ante, from what you've said, now parents to consulted. But then when you started, you also said something about interactive screen. screens in schools.
Yes.
So I feel like also educators, teachers need to be here.
Yeah.
So how are you helping them? Because
now the story continues. Now, when we started serving the parents, the schools started demanding for gadgets with content. So we went to the schools and told them, now you have these old big computers. They are not updated, running on Windows 97. It's not being supported, and there's no content that is being produced for the Windows platform. So the idea came in, why don't you customize these tablets and have content for the school, so that now instead of having a fixed lab where you have one lab with 50 computers and the whole school comes to that lab and then they're able to utilize the content, why can't we have content or tablets that can move to class, from class to class? So instead of us going to the computer room like we used to do, the computers come to us. So we save space because we don't need a whole room with computer lab for the computer lab, and we don't need to move around our students. So that's how now we started. After that, now the teacher said, these tablets are really good. I can see they are for the learners. We need a product for us teachers to help us and assist us in training. That's where the idea of the interactive screen came from. An interactive screen is called a teacher assistant. This one introduces interactive content during teaching. So for example, when you are being taught with a regular book, maybe mathematics, you see 1 + 1 is 2, for example. A child who is in PP1 may see 1 + 1 is 2. It's a foreign concept to them. But when you're using the screen, interactive screen, you introduced more interactive things. I had 1 apple, and then I added another apple. How many apples do I have? So it's more of teaching them in a different way for easy understanding. You're also able to introduce videos where when you're teaching and support static content. So for example, if you're talking about the snow, falling snow, in Kenya, hatujaiona snow, hakuna snow. So what you do is you pull up a video of how snow comes in, and the child will always forever understand what is this snow. For example, for the older learners, if you're talking about the hat and arteries, you remember arteries and all that, and so it's hard for a learner to understand that because the heart is inbound, you cannot be able to see it, and then you're talking about the arteries and all that. So the easiest way is to bring out the picture of a heart or the diagram of a heart and the video of a heart, so they can be able to see the flow of the blood. So with this, within one lesson, a child can be able to remember, and that's why it goes with photographic memory and video, and it sticks better in the brain. So that is the teacher tool, assistant tool. Yeah, it's very interesting, and many schools have also adopted that. And we're happy that Kenyan schools are really picking up technology.
Yeah, that is really actually raising geniuses, because for me, I remember when we used to do in school, anything that is practical and you see, it sticks in your mind.
It sticks, you never forget.
For sure, we're raising geniuses.
Yes.
And I also love the fact that, it's like now an ecosystem. From home, I have this updated tablet, and then when I come to school, I'm not using Microsoft 97. I have also something updated. So you see, it's impacting
across whether in the house or you're even in the school, and that helps the learners be able, they love screens. For sure, children are addicted to screens. The only thing we cannot take that away. The only thing we can do is to make sure the screen time they're having is productive screen time. They are learning on the screen. So let's bring technology to them so that even as they are attracted to the screen, from 3 years of age, I believe that the learner learns that with a tablet they can do coding, they can learn foreign languages, they can do a lot of games that are educational. Their attention is put into good use, if I may use.
Nice, awesome. So at least you can see the parent is sorted, the teacher is sorted.
Yes.
Is there anyone else who we need to sort?
Yes. Now we need to sort the future of these children. So the future is the future of work is very different compared to how it is like now. I remember I started using book and paper. Even the exam, economics, we were doing them, and then I did CPAs. CASNEP, you're doing exam on book and paper. But when I got my first job, the first thing I was given is a laptop, Shika. They did not care if I ever know how to use a laptop. If anybody taught me how to use a laptop, or if anybody, they just told you, Shika laptop, there is this system, I don't know, Sage, Pastel, I don't know, use this system and do their accounting with it. And then I'm left there wondering, Sasa, where do I start? Unapata kazi, naambia HR, thank you. and then you end up checking or Googling. Yes, then we're trying to Google how things are. So now think about that. That is the future currently. That's the current position. Think about the future. Like 10, 20 years from now, AI is already here. Like so many people are using AI in ChatGPT. And are we preparing these learners for this future where innovation will be happening? I have so many friends currently who work from the home. They work for Google, they work for Microsoft, and they never leave their bedside. So mtu anaamka, unafungua laptop, you work, madola zinaingia. So I believe that will be the future of work. Actually, they say Africa will have the youngest population by 2050. Median age will be 19. And the European countries and the US, the median age will be 45. So who will be the guys working for the tech companies? They will be coming from Africa. But now, what are we doing right now to prepare them for that future? So I believe we've come in with a program, and that product, the final product that we're offering for coding and robotics. This is preparing learners to understand the world of technology. These different languages, Python, C++, and all kinds of languages, and prepare them to be critical thinkers. So we do code. Code is the instruction language for a machine, and then we combine with the machine here to make the robot work. So you write the code, and you run the code on the machine, and then the robot. The robotics is actually the machine doing the action that you've given it. Using the code that you have been able to run here. So we are offering these services for our children so that we can prepare them for that future.
That's awesome. You know, I've just seen a child who can come to learn coding. And house chores will be very different.
Yes. Yeah, they'll be very different.
They can code.
Yes, they can code. Yeah, it will be, and I believe the innovations that will come from this, there will be a lot of innovations because the learners will be prepared to be critical thinkers. So this is what we prepare the learners for. When you see a traffic light, somebody somewhere thinks somebody is clicking on red, amber, or green. No, but there's actually a code that was written. After 30 seconds, you should go to amber, and then after 10 seconds, go to green. So that we want our learners, when you go to a lift, for example, and press number 4, what instruction is this for sending to the machine or to the system so that it can take you to floor number 4. So this is all that you think. Nowadays, the normal cars, regular cars, have something called a computer, right? It runs everything. Without a computer, the car cannot move. So we want to prepare our learners to know how does this run the whole car, right? The lighting system, the errors, the airbag errors, you get them from this computer. So somebody sat down, wrote a code, and then put it on this machine. So we want to prepare our learners for the future of work is electric cars. Who are going to fix the electric cars? Currently, the mechanics being taught in the TVETs is ile chukua spanner, and then the work will not be there. If carburetor and all that is not there. So there is a lot. The future of work will change. So are we preparing these learners? And we'll talk more on this channel on these geniuses and how we can be able to adopt this technology for our learners.
So parents, teachers, and just anyone who is in this space, the future, education, tech. I think this is the place to be.
This is the place.
And for sure, we are raising geniuses. Because I'm sure there are parents there who, whatever you say, they don't know. They don't know much, but we want to know. And we want someone to simplify it to us, who is both a parent and who is in this space. So I think this is the channel.
This is the channel. Many parents right now have kids playing apps, Roblox. They do not know what is Roblox. They are saying your child is playing Roblox. They have certain games, they are chatting on certain platforms they don't even know. We'll discuss them here. We'll be able to demystify them. We'll actually invite even kids here to come and talk to us, and we hear them. We hear about what motivates them.
Awesome. So wow, I have, from the time I've spent here, I've picked up so many things. And one thing I can say, and I've seen, when you see a problem, you give a solution. So, my dear parents, tumepata mtu anatusort. So if you have any questions, I think this is the place where we'll bring, because parents used to bring to you the phones, you gave them a tablet. Akuletea tablet, ukawapea solution. So I think it's a platform I think I've learned, and in case anyone there has any question in regards to education, I think you're the guy. So thanks for having me. And it was really informational and I can't wait to see what you tell us next.
There's so many topics coming up, and also I'll invite if you're a parent or if you would like to know more about technology and children, leave a comment on the chat. Just ask any questions or what topics can we discuss about apps, about how technology is being utilized in the other parts of the world, anything that you'd like to know, which are the best schools in technology. We'll have all that. So feel free to subscribe to our channel and even follow and share. So, karibu sana. Here we are raising geniuses, one episode at a time. See you in the next one.